I know you hate this movie.
Okay.
I don't hate it as much as you. You hate
Okay.
it. Superman Returns.
I hate it. I hate it so much. It depresses me. It's dreary and like a weird sepia tone.
Do you mean good?
No.
Oh, you mean dreary?
I mean dreary,
Okay,
like
cool.
a dreary film.
Yeah.
And it's just... Okay, you know what? Say your piece and then I'm going to rant
Okay,
about
fine,
Superman.
sure.
Just
Okay,
cinematic Superman generally.
The strange thing is, I just wanted to point out that X-Men 3 only exists the way it is because of Superman Returns. You know, Bryan Singer left the X-Men franchise, went to Superman Returns, so X-Men got ballsed up, Superman got ballsed up. So Bryan Singer is responsible for both of those things. Yeah. Okay. It does have some good action scenes. There's one in particular that's really, really good. The rest of them, not so much. The catching the plane scene, remember that? That's a really good scene, right? And he breaks the wings off, and then he slowly, and the plane crumples, and he catches it on the football field. That's pretty cool. Do you agree?
It's fine, sure.
Okay, fair enough. It's fine.
It will do.
Also, he does very briefly do some awesome Superman stuff. You know, he stops the bank robbers, and they got the Gatling gun on the pulley thing, and all the bullets are pinging off him, and then he shoots him in the eye, and the bullet
bounces off his eye, sure.
That's amazing, but the problem with that part is, the bullet bouncing off the eye is the best part in the movie, and it's in the trailer.
That's
so
true.
I saw that trailer, and I was like, wow, this movie's gonna blow everyone's fucking minds, and yet, that's the best part.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Superman Returns for a second. It's a terrible movie, and you're a terrible person for liking it, but...
I didn't say I liked it, I said it's not... There are some redeeming qualities.
That's fine. Okay, but I don't believe you. Listen, it's so... The problem I have, and it's a problem that I've had with all the cinematic Superman movies, except Man of Steel, which I haven't seen, so...
People are not gonna like that.
We'll edit that out, it's fine.
Okay.
Keep it in. I don't care. He's a man who can do anything, and yet you never see him doing anything. He could travel the entire length of the galaxy.
He can travel through time.
He could, exactly. He could travel the entire length of the galaxy and meet other alien civilizations and have incredible adventures across time and space and dimensions. But
weird
he stays on
sex.
Earth, and weird heaps of it, just so much, just lay it on him. But he stays on Earth, which is fine because he wants to be the protector of Earth.
Because he's from, Kansas.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, not from, you know what I mean.
That's right, and yet his primary antagonist isn't over the past couple of decades in the film isn't anyone impressive. It's cinematic Lex Luthor.
Are you saying Kevin Spacey is not impressive?
I'm saying that Kevin Spacey and Gene Hackman do a fine job with what they're given, but the Lex Luthor in the films is this sort of pompous blowhard who surrounds himself with real, world-class gold-plated idiots to make himself look like he's smarter than he is. And that's not if it's just Superman's sense of mercy and fair play that just doesn't grab him and throw him into space.
Interesting, you should say that.
Yes.
Do you know what happens at the end of Man of Steel?
Does he throw?
Do you really not know this?
No, I do. Somebody spoiled it for me.
Okay, cool.
Does he breaks?
He snaps Zod's neck.
Yeah, exactly.
And people lost it when that happened.
Which is interesting because I tapped the table.
That's fine.
It's interesting because classically, in the comic book, Superman did kill the three criminals from...
Yeah.
And so he is distinct from Batman in that he doesn't kill, but he has killed.
Yeah.
And it's just... I guess that it's just that in the movie he broke his neck. He didn't zap him with a silly ray.
I think my problem with it, because I'm okay with Superman killing. It's fine in general. But I think the fact that... And people say he had to snap his neck because he was being put in that situation. But the thing is, if you're writing the movie, you don't have to put him in a situation like that. You can put him in a situation where he can think of another way to get out of it.
Correct. It's not a news report.
Yeah, that's exactly. And look, I don't really care that much. I think it speaks more for what's going to happen in future films. I think it's going to have some kind of impact down the line. I don't know in what way, but I just think it was a strange way to do it.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Superman Returns.
Sorry.
No, but my point in the regular DC comic book universe, Lex Luthor has always been some combination of billionaire industrialist, super genius, mad inventor, master manipulator kind of character.
Sexer of old women?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember that?
Oh boy. So in the comic books, I think a number of years ago, with Superman and Batman and the Justice League and everybody and all the Checkmate and all the secret organizations dogging him at every turn, Lex Luthor becomes the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Legitimately. And he makes Superman and Batman public enemies number 1 and 2. And
Public Enemies?
Yeah, like the band Public Enemy.
Oh,
the rap group Public Enemy.
That's where that got...
I
that
think
makes sense now.
Yeah, perfect sense.
I didn't get it.
And yet, in Superman Returns,
Yeah.
Superman, who is apparently the only superhuman in that universe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Right, he's away from Earth for 5 years.
Yeah.
And in that 5 years, Lex Luthor just about manages to trick an old lady into giving him a boat. And in the end, she doesn't. She just dies, and then he forges her signature on the deed. Do you see the disparity there? Like, it's not...
Baby steps. Maybe give him another 10 years. He could have been...
he could have been...
Minister of Defense.
He could have been... He could have had an ice cream van, maybe. But
look, you're right. I can't really argue with that. That's solid gold.
It's solid logic, isn't
I can't really argue with that. But look, it's not very good.
No.
I'm glad they rebooted it. Then again, I would have liked to see, because Bryan Singer said he always wanted to go Wrath of Khan when he did the follow-up Superman Returns, which I think could have been interesting, but at the same time, it's probably best that they've just cut it off. The Donner films, because that's a continuation of the Donner films, they're fine as they are. You don't need to really expand on that. They're from an era that's gone.
Mm.
Which,
also, there's a deleted scene at the start of Superman Returns where he's in his crystal spaceship.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
exactly. And he goes to see the ruins of Krypton.
I remember. Yeah.
The only, what I would say, visually interesting part of the film, besides the plane catch sequence, and they cut it out because it was too interesting. People might be confused. How was he?
People would have been confused though.
Is he flying through space in a lamp? What's going on?
It's a big lamp.
It's a big lamp, guys.
Fair point. What do you think though? I know you love the Kryptonite Island though, right?
Oh. It's all shady land deals with this Lex Luthor. Stop it. God, build a giant robot.
You know what I didn't like about the Kryptonite Island as well? He lands there. He seems to have no comprehension that what he's landed on is essentially the worst possible thing that could happen to him.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't seem to feel the effects until someone starts slapping him around.
That's true.
And then he's so weak that Lex Luthor can like shank him and turf him off the edge. And then he gets the energy to lift the entire thing. And there's kryptonite all around him. Like, you see it all around him.
Uh-huh.
And yet he has the strength to lift him into space. But when kryptonite's around him, he's supposed to be, like, as weak as, like, a human baby, or depending on whatever comic it is. Mm. So how is it that he has... Is it just willpower that he can lift that island?
I think it's willpower and good old-fashioned American grit. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
They should have said that at the end. How did you lift the island, Superman?
Yep.
Willpower.
Elbow grease. Love of a good woman. There we go.